And welcome back inside the Collins Arena. Brian Goudsworth, Tim Catalfema with you here on Brookdale TV. We got a great matchup. Jersey Blues hosting Passaic. Brookdale's red hot. They come in having won 4 straight. Passaic is the #1 team in the region, a record of 19-2, unbeaten in the region, and they're on an 11-game winning streak. So, Tim, in a game like this, you need your star players to come up big, and for Brookdale, that guy has been Sky Harris this year.
Absolutely. Sky Harris has been incredibly. The last couple of games, he's played really, really well. So look for him to be the guy that Brookdale's going to go to, along with several other threats that they have on the offensive side of the board for Brookdale this afternoon against a very tough Passaic team. And then on the other side for Passaic, you really have to look at number 15, Sanders Green, who is incredibly quick. Coach Chizek even told me pre-game that he's the guy that he's worried about. He can drive to the basket, he's really good from the foul line, and he's just a threat both on offense and on defense. So for either of these two teams, those two players in particular are going to have to step up if they want to get a victory today.
And you could pick a lot of key players from this Passaic team. Green, the one that Paul Chizek mentioned specifically, but it's a Passaic team that is really good offensively. They have 5 players who average double-figure scoring. As we are set for the opening tip, the officials today, Randall Taylor, Tyler Trilling, and Lamar Parker. And Passaic controls the opening tip. The shot by Clerval, no good. Scramble for the rebound, loose on the ground and picked up by Cortez Rawls. Foul called as Rawls was on his way. Harris was in the area for Brookdale. And Sky Harris picks up his first, team's first. Starting lineup for the Panthers, it's Rawls, Jaleel Jimenez, Sean Ulrich, Stefan Sanders, and Rodney Clerval. Baseline for Sanders. Offensive foul. Harris went down. And so Harris, who initially got called for the foul, this time takes the hit, and the Jersey Blues get the ball for the first time.
I think that was more of Harris actually just losing his balance, but at the same time, Sanders leaned into him, so it was a combination of the two, and Sky Harris gets the charging call. Look at the scoreboard. Scoreboard is showing 98-0. That's not correct.
James Wright inside the arc, in and out. Rebound cleared by Sanders.
I mean, we were close the other night with that Philly game, almost.
Yeah, we can assure you it is not 98 zip. Here's Jimenez on the drive. Tough shot in traffic, he missed. Rebound to Kirkwood. His pass tipped by Clerval, but Harris ends up with it, and now Bradshaw. Harris pump fake on a long 3, and now Kerry Kirkwood sets it up. It's Kirkwood, Harris, Bradshaw, Ringel, and Wright, the starting 5 for the Jersey Blues. Bradshaw gives it up. Harris out for Wright. Back to Harris. Shot clock at 8. Brookdale in no hurry. Wright backing it out. 3 to shoot. Wright off balance. Gets it off and misses. Rebound to Sanders.
Just a really nice defensive hold there by Passaic. Unfortunately, they turn it over here.
And then a turnover. Not on the same page. Rawls unable to track it down. And the Jersey Blues take over. About a minute and a half into action this afternoon in this battle of heavyweights. Kirkwood to set it up. Kirkwood the spin, flips it up, and traveling is the call. He went down hard. Ringel assists him to his feet, and the Panthers will have the ball.
A lot of up-tempo offense on both sides. The problem is that tempo has not allowed these teams to really settle into a groove and do anything really offensively so far.
Rawls on the drive, lefty layup short, but a foul. Kerry Kirkwood will pick it up. Second team foul against the Jersey Blues. And for Kerry, it is his first.
Yeah, Cortez Rawls was someone who had 12 points the last time Passaic played on Thursday at Bergen, where they won 78-66. So he's certainly another player who Brookdale will have to keep an eye on. He's in the starting rotation for a reason.
And he had 26 points when these two teams met back on December the 6th. Second and final meeting between these two teams this season. And Passaic had the upper hand. They won 97-77. Using a big second half to get the victory. Ringel on his way to the rim, but he traveled. So early on, a couple of turnovers for the Jersey Blues. So just underway, it's 2-0 Panthers. 19-2 overall record. Rawls splitting defenders, lost it, picked up by Harris.
It looks like Rawls may have gotten a Charlie horse on the other end.
Kirkwood to right, but he missed it on the inside, tracked down by Stephon Sanders. And so some early jitters for Brookdale. Outside jumper off the mark. And Ringel has the rebound. Right to the rim with the floater off the glass. No, Clerval comes flying in for the board. Clerval's going to take it himself.
That's a good call.
No basket, offensive foul. Ringel took the hit, and the Jersey Blues have it. Here's our first substitution, and it was our impact player, Sanders Green. He is coming in, replacing Cortez Rawls.
Yeah, Rawls is limping. I'm not sure if he had maybe some knee-to-knee contact on the other end a couple of plays ago, but he's limping. He's really in a lot of pain on the sidelines.
Kirkwood inside the arc, off the mark, tracked down by Jimenez. Now Brookdale yet to get on the board. Jimenez inside, Green with the lefty layup. Beautiful move. And Paul Chizek did not hesitate. He said Sanders Green is a player who is a pain to deal with, so to speak. Bradshaw for Ringel. Bradshaw against Green. Kyle goes behind his back, drives inside, and gets it to go. Oh, what a move by the freshman. Brookdale on the board.
And that was a desperately needed basket. Brookdale had gone almost the first 4 minutes without a bucket. Passaic is so quick, you can't afford to get behind too quickly, too early.
Ulrich corner pop, high arcing delivery, and the 6'10" Ulrich drills a three. To have the ability to shoot at his height is an enormous advantage that the Panthers have. And they have an early 7-2 lead, 4 minutes elapsed. Kirkwood trying to turn the corner. Standing his ground was Jimenez. Ringel, nice look. Bradshaw cutting to the rim for two.
Nice look by Ringel. Again, he could have easily have tried to turn around and go back up with it, but nice cut there by Bradshaw.
Clerval fires in and out, right. Elevates for the rebound.
Yeah, Bradshaw's got to close out there on Clerval. That almost went in. You got to get a hand in his face more than just stepping forward. You got to get in his face and try to throw him off balance.
Kirkwood had it knocked out of bounds. Last touch Panthers. And Kerry will set to inbound underneath the Brookdale basket. Harris, isolation, jump shot,
nice.
Uses the window for two. Sky Harris, who has had a big impact, is coming back the other way. Clerval to draw the foul. Paul Chizek not too happy, has a word with the official, but Clerval will go to the line. And just quickly on Harris, he's working on 5 straight double-figure games. As you see Clerval draw the contact.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. He had 19 points, 12 rebounds in the last game against Camden County College on Tuesday, where they won 83-76.
Clerval, 72% shooter, no good on the first attempt. This is a Passaic team that attempted 45 free throws in the team's first meeting back in December, and they made 35 of them. 1 out of 2 from the line, 8-6. Passaic. Kirkwood the attack, and the lefty layup gets it to go.
Yeah, Brookdale so far in this game is attacking the rim, which I think is a good strategy early on, particularly with how quick Brookdale is off the dribble.
Jimenez watched by Kirkwood on the outside. Screen comes from Sanders. Jimenez makes his move, jump step, hangs in the air, missed it. Rebound to Kirkwood. Right, splitting defenders. Comes up short, knocked up in the air, and Sanders Green snatches it for the Panthers. Green taking it coast to coast, flips it up, wild attempt. Clerval gets it back, bank shot no, but a foul. So Rodney Clerval back to the line, the sophomore out of West Orange, will shoot a pair.
And it looks like Zach Olakani and number 10, Tara Gatling, who is someone that we have not seen all season, someone that Coach Chizek is extremely excited about. He was off because of a couple of confusions with some of the academic reasons. It wasn't anything that Gatling did wrong. It's just a couple of procedures, NJCAA rules, that prevented him from getting in the games early on in the season. But now he's on the floor. I'll be interested to see how he plays.
And he gives it away on his first attempt. Count it, and one. Sanders Green comes away with the steal and a chance for a three-point play.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's not what you want to do when you come into your first game, but it could be just a couple of pre-game jitter or first-game jitters for Gatling. As I said, Coach Chizek was raving about him when he talked to me on Thursday.
And you can't make those kind of mistakes against a really good opponent in Passaic. Free throw is short. Rebound is to Olakani in traffic. Harris trying to push the tempo. Harris swatted away by Ulrich.
Yeah, Harris didn't really have control of that ball as he was coming down the floor, and as a result, really wasn't quite set when he went up to the basket for that shot. Nice defense there by Passaic.
And here's a note on Ulrich. He had 10 blocked shots last time these two teams played. Harris inside, Ringel collects, puts it in, plus the foul. Matt Ringel a chance for three.
And that is textbook how you handle the low block position that Matt Ringel is in. You get the guy in the air, you draw some contact. Once you get that contact, then you go back up with it and just put it off of the glass and in. You couldn't have done it any better than that.
So Ringel, a freshman, regular part of the starting lineup now for the Jersey Blues. Averages just over 5 points per game. Completes the three-point play, and we are tied at 11. About 6 minutes gone by first half. Nice look inside. Ulrich was mauled as Jimenez gave it up. Ulrich will go to the line for the Panthers as the foul is called on Brookdale, and it is Matt Ringel.
Yeah, Brookdale's very quickly accumulated 16 fouls in these first 6 minutes. Coach Chizek's not happy about that last foul call, but Brookdale has to be careful. You said, Brian, Passaic is a very good free throw shooting team.
Ulrich, one who struggles, he shoots it at 54%. Freshman from Little Falls, New Jersey. Passaic community is up in northern New Jersey in Patterson. Ulrich missed on a pair, rebound to Gatling. Olakani driving baseline, gives it up. Gatling inside, he scores.
Scoreboard starting to, the basket starting to come apart. You see that foam piece that's connected to the one side is actually starting to come apart.
So we get a stoppage while they get that sorted out.
Well, someone's got to get up, get on a ladder, probably. Sean Noel got to get on a ladder here. Let's see. Watch this. Here he comes.
And we're going to take a break right now while they fix the clock issue. Brookdale leading by 2, 13-11. We'll be back.
Minds can achieve anything. We make sure they get to college. Federal Student Aid provides more than $150 billion in grants, loans, and work-study funds to make college possible for anyone with the mind to get there. Because if given the chance, minds will do great things. Federal Student Aid, proud sponsor of the American Mind. Learn more about money for college at studentaid.gov.
Back here, Brian Gadsford, Tim Catalfamo, the rest of our Brookdale TV crew. And you see, still trying to sort out this issue on the backboard.
It's like a foam piece that protects the players that when they go up, particularly on the low block or whatever, they don't cut themselves on the side of the glass. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to tape it together because it had come loose. I thought that it was a Velcro piece, but instead it looks like it's glued. And you see a couple of the staff there along with Sean Noel and Katie Miller trying to figure that out. Looks like it should be good to go. But for Brookdale, nice start. Again, they got a 2-point lead. Nice play there by Gatling to put it in. That's his first official points as a Jersey Blue all season in a regular season game.
Gatling, a freshman from Patterson. We'll get the scoreboard up momentarily. Possession is with Passaic, 3 on the way. It was Rawls, no. Rebound to Gatling. Wide open Harris inside the arc, bucket.
And when you leave him open like that, that's the result you're going to get. We talked about how good of a player he is. He's one of the leaders on this team as a sophomore. Look for Brookdale to go to him more in the first half.
Clerval drawing contact, and he uses the glass for 2. Rodney Clerval averaging 14 points per game this season for the Panthers. Olakani crossover, drives, and he lays it in. Finger roll move for Olakani. And Brookdale with a 4-point lead, 7 minutes gone by. Rawls against Kirkwood. Kirkwood nearly forced the steal. Ulrich gets it back. Ulrich fires that high arcing shot, and he's got another from 3-point range.
Ulrich
made one from the corner, that time top of the key. Sean Ulrich for Passaic.
Yeah, that was really a desperation 3, if you call it that, but somehow it hit the bottom of the net. Great job by Ulrich. That was a wacky play on the other side of the floor, but Passaic was able to rebound.
Harris rattles it home for 2. Sky Harris off to another good start. He had a season high in points, 31, 2 games ago when Brookdale visited Bergen Community. And Jersey Blues looking to extend a 4-game winning streak inside. Jimenez, Clerval ends up with it, and it looks like it's going I thought the other way for a second, but it looks like it's an and 1 for Clerval.
And that's going to be Olakani. That's his first personal, but I'm with you, Brian. Let's take a look at this on the replay here. Let's watch what happens. I don't know. I'm not sure about that.
3-point play. And we're all square at 19 apiece. Kirkwood outside. Harris pops from 3, and it goes up and over the backboard. And possession back over to the Panthers. So Passaic is one of the teams chasing Brookdale. Brookdale comes in 6th in the region, unbeaten here at home, 6-0. Jimenez had it stripped. Olakani trying to gain possession, and Brookdale ends up with it. Olakani guarded tightly by Jimenez. Brookdale gets set up here with Kirkwood. 10 to shoot for the Jersey Blues. Screen from Gatling. Olakani, easy jumper, he makes it. The defender fell down, and that made it an easy look for Olakani. Brookdale back in front. Now on the other end, Rawls for Ulrich. His jumper is good. 8 points early on for Sean Ulrich. One of 5 Panthers to average double figures. He's just under 11 a game. These two teams trading baskets to start. Harris is wide open. Misses that one. Ulrich the rebound. Brookdale getting some easy looks. Passaic is definitely more of an offensive team than defensive. Harris goes down. Clerval outside. Rawls for Ulrich. He's been hot from 3. That one an air ball, and Brookdale gets it back.
Yeah, I mean, right now Brookdale is playing fairly well defensively, but one thing that I'm seeing is that they're not closing out on some of their shooters. Brookdale is leaving guys like Ulrich open, and while he's not the greatest three-point shooter in the world, he only comes in here shooting just below 30% coming into this game from behind the three-point line. You have to close out on them more, and Passaic is doing a nice job of not drawing too many fouls. They only have 3 fouls total in this game, and that's pretty impressive as we're halfway through the first half.
And the scoreboard back up and running. Clock is off at the moment, so 10:20 to go in this first half. 10 to shoot. Harris inside, whistle, and he traveled. That has plagued Brookdale so far in this first half. The traveling calls. Clerval inside, tough shot. And Gatling trying to come away with it. There's a whistle, foul called, and which way will this go? It's on Brookdale. And Gatling, who's been active early on, but now he has 2 personal fouls.
Yeah, that was a pretty easy call for the official. Gatling went over and ripped the rebound away. Watch this on the replay here. Watch Gatling come in here. I'm trying to see who that is. It looks like that's Green. Watch him come in from behind there. That's a foul on Gatling. You can't just rip the ball away and be prying your hands in with the guy who's got his hands in the air, the elbows. So that's an easy call for the official. I know Coach Chuzak's not happy about that, and you said it, Brian. Unfortunately for Gatling, now that's his second, so he's on the bench.
And Brookdale now over the foul limit. So Green at the line. He shoots it at 68% this season. 1-on-1 situation, no good. Ringel collects the board. Brookdale wants to run. Kirkwood ahead for Wright. And Passaic able to get back in transition. Halfway through this first half, knotted up at 21. Keyshawn Kirkwood is in the game. And Jordan Hernandez as well, as Brookdale has made a couple of changes. Hernandez drawing defenders, and a foul called on the pass. Rawls picks up the personal. That's his first, team's fourth. So Brookdale to inbound underneath. It will be Keyshawn Kirkwood. Stephon Sanders and Devin Jones is in the game for the first time on the Passaic side. Clerval right in the face of Kirkwood. Olakani catch and shoot. It's money.
Olakani's really, really good. Catch and shoot. That's why he's so hard to defend. That's a great shot by Olakani.
Now catch and shoot on the other end. Sanders no good. Right the other way. Right traveled. It's at least the fourth or fifth travel this first half for Brookdale.
Yeah, in that situation, that's a play where James Wright, he's very quick, he's very shifty with the way that he moves the ball. He's great being able to get to the basket, but particularly when you're coming down the floor, your team isn't set, you got to slow down.
Steal from Olakani. Keyshawn Kirkwood to Hernandez in the corner.
Ooh.
And getting a piece was Ulrich to knock it out of bounds. We can tell you now that the scoreboard and clock both up and running, so no more issues there on that end. 9:06 to go until halftime. Inbounds to Olakani. Back and forth battle so far. It's been tight. As Wright hands it off for Hernandez. 6 to shoot. Kirkwood the drive, blocked away. Ulrich once again. And the Jersey Blues will hang on to it, but with only 4 to shoot.
Yeah, Ulrich 6'10" against Kerry Kirkwood 6 foot. That's not going to work out too often.
Olakani blocked again by Ulrich. He has been everywhere, at least 4 rejections. Clerval inside, hooks a pass. Sanders lost it out of bounds, but it's deflected out off Brookdale. Olakani didn't quite think so. But Devin Jones will be the inbounder for Passaic. Work it around, and now inside. Sanders pivots, backs it out for Green. Jones against Wright. Sanders, they kick it out. Clerval, long 3, short. And Olakani gets the rebound. Olakani taking it right at Green. And Zach will shoot free throws. Green commits the personal.
And I liked, again, the aggressiveness by Brookdale, taking it to the rim, drawing some contact, and going to the foul line. I really do think that that's a way that Brookdale can competitively stay with Passaic, not just with shooting-wise, but one thing that Coach Chuzak's teams have been so good at this year, they have so many talents off the dribble that can get to the basket so well. That's something that they need to utilize more often, and you're seeing it so far in this game.
Sky Harris back in now for Brookdale. He'll replace James Wright. Olakani, who we saw a lot of in the starting lineup earlier in the season, but his role is now coming off the bench. And both of these two teams playing today have a lot of depth. One of the reasons why they are in the top half of the standings. Of course, Passaic #1, riding an 11-game winning streak. Unbeaten in the conference, 13-0. And 19-2 overall. Jones, no. And it's rebounded by Olakani. Brookdale trying to run. But again, the Panthers able to get back in transition. They've been able to shut down Brookdale's ability to get to the rim, which is so much their identity. Ringel sets the screen. Hernandez fires off the mark. Fight for the rebound. Harris has it. Back up, off the glass, and in. Sky Harris has been impressive.
That's just a beautiful move by Sky Harris. Again, keeping with the aggressiveness down low, fighting for that second, third chance opportunity, and he makes it count.
27-21. This is the largest lead thus far for Brookdale at 6. Inside.
Yeah.
Sanders Green, offensive foul. Second time that Sky Harris doing the dirty work, taking the charge. 7:11 to go, the ball back to Brookdale.
Yeah, watch this again. Sanders lowers his shoulder. That's just an easy call for the officials. Every single time someone lowers the shoulder like that, it's automatically, regardless of whether the person is set or not, going to be an offensive foul.
So Green picks up his second. He takes a seat. Keyshawn Kirkwood for Hernandez. Inside, Ringgold filling the lane. That will go, and the foul. Matt Ringel, a chance for a three-point play, and great execution for Brookdale getting into the front court that time.
Yeah, Ringel, he's only started 3 games this year, but has really played really well in this game so far.
Free throw gets the bounce. Brookdale leads by 9. Passaic looking to answer back. Ulrich outside, Jones inside the arc. Rimming, no, as it goes up and over the backboard. And the ball back to Brookdale with a 9-point lead.
Brookdale's defense has been really good this first half. They have shut down Passaic. Again, it's still a 9-point lead, long way to go, but what Brookdale I have seen do more times than not is they've been able to limit Passaic. Just great defense playing the full 30-second shot clock and forcing Passaic to take a wild shot at the buzzer.
Olakani curling to the rim. Oh, that is a tough shot. Olakani can score in traffic just about better than anyone at this level. Clerval, the answer, no. Harris, the rebound. Brookdale's 5 on the floor is Keyshawn Kirkwood, Harris, Hernandez, Ringel, and Olakani. As we'll hit the 6-minute mark first half. Harris outside, spinning around Jimenez, gets double teamed, tries the up and under move, but he's called for steps. And we will have a timeout on the floor. Timeout Panthers, 5:59 to go. First half from the Collins Arena. We'll be back on Brookdale TV. Welcome back, Brian Goudsward with Tim Catalfamo and the rest of our Brookdale TV crew with you. Second game of our doubleheader. As the women's team came up just a little bit short the first game of our doubleheader, and now the men looking to knock off a team that is tops in the region. Outside the timeout, Rawls in the paint, back out Clerval. Clerval drives, lefty layup, count it, and one. And Rodney Clerval is just a load to handle going to the rim.
Actually, look, I was foul on. Yeah, okay, it is on Ringel. I thought possibly they had called it on Olakani, but no.
3-point play is good. The Panthers have 2 players that come off the bench who average double figures. There's just not a lot of teams who have that kind of depth in the region. But they have been clicking on all cylinders this season. Kirkwood watched by Jimenez. 12 to shoot. It's in the hands of number 12, Olakani. Harris sets the screen. Harris gets it elbow area. Pump fake, 3 to shoot. Harris has to put it up, gets it up in time and hits.
And that's why he's one of our key players, because he can take a bad play like that where there's nothing there and make it into some points.
And then the shot blocked on the inside. Clerval able to get it back, hanging in the air. Jimenez can't get it to drop, but a foul. And fouls have been a big part of the story. The Jersey Blues have just picked up number 10. That means double bonus the rest of the way for Passaic in this first half. At the line is Jimenez.
I thought Jimenez may have walked with the ball, actually, and not been fouled, but there was some contact there. This is the last shot by Harris. So shot clock was winding down.
Jimenez, 58% free throw shooter. I mentioned that there were 45 free throws attempted by Passaic in the last meeting, but Brookdale had a lot in their own right. In fact, there were combined 74, as Hernandez can't finish on the other end. And here comes Jimenez. On the drive to the rim, Jones couldn't finish it. Offensive rebound. Ulrich put back, no. Olakani for Brookdale. Bradshaw pumps, drives in, off the glass, no, and Ulrich collects the board. Back and forth they go, intercepted Bradshaw, 3-on-2 break, Bradshaw taking it himself, no, Hernandez tips it, can't keep it alive, it's out of bounds. I thought last touch by Hernandez.
I thought that was pretty clear too, Brian. I don't know about that call. It looked pretty clear. Hernandez touched it last.
No argument from the Passaic sideline. So Brookdale will take it. They get a new 30 to work with.
I mean, that's something Coach Shuzak, will not argue about.
Harris, three-pointer, yes! Sky Harris has just been on a tear and extending the range to three-point territory.
He's been on fire lately, last several games, but in this game in particular, really, really stepping up for this team.
Ulrich over Kirkwood, way short. Clerval able to fire it right back to Jones. Shot clock doesn't reset. Ulrich backing his way in, off the glass, no. Olakani the board. Olakani nearly got tripped up. He goes behind the back, drives in, and it goes out to Bradshaw off the carom. Harris, top of the key. This one is in. Oh, it rims in. Sky Harris. What a first half performance. Brookdale has its largest lead, 40-26, Jersey Blues. Timeout on the floor. We'll be back.
Hi, I'm Lauren Watson here at the Brookdale Athletics 2016 Hall of Fame.
We're here tonight to recognize the inductees into the Brookdale Athletic Hall of Fame. The Brookdale Community College Alumni Association is proud to sponsor the dinner tonight, along with the athletic department and also with the Brookdale Community College Foundation. It's great to have all these Brookdale alum back together to celebrate each other and to celebrate their achievements while they were here at Brookdale.
Back to the Collins Arena. Outside the timeout, Passaic has it. And they needed to talk it over, now trailing by 14, and now a turnover. Bradshaw the tip and the steal. Harris 2-on-1, bounce pass. Hernandez couldn't finish. Loose on the ground, picked up by Green. And then he gets whacked on the arm by Jordan Hernandez in the back court. And with Brookdale over the foul limit, it's 2 free throws for Sanders Green.
Yeah, one thing that Brookdale has done very good in this game is they have limited the amount of opportunities that Passaic has gotten on the offensive rebounding end. Brookdale is boxing them out, not giving them too many second chance opportunities, while Passaic has kind of let that fall apart on their end. And that's one of the reasons, one of the many reasons, I should say, why Brookdale has a 13-point lead right now. The only thing that is troubling me about this team is the amount of fouls that they have committed in this first half. Passaic, to their credit, only has 17 fouls, really not in too much foul trouble. But you look at some of these guys on the bench, Matthew Ringel with 2 fouls, James Wright. Guys like that cannot run into any foul trouble. Tara Gatling also had 2 fouls, 2 quick ones that did come out of the game. So that's the only thing with this team.
Harris not that time from 3. Ball knocked out of bounds. And Brookdale will keep possession. The two Kirkwoods are with Bradshaw, Harris, and Olakani. Carry to inbound. Jimenez right in his face. And now Brookdale can get set up. Jersey Blues 40, Panthers 28. Just under 3 minutes to go, first half. Kirkwood makes his move, goes glass, no. Harris on the follow, that won't go. And then a foul called as Sky Harris, a little over-aggressive, gets called on the personal.
And you said it, Brian. That's just an over-aggressive play. Sky trying to get too much underneath. But still, nice hustle, nice effort. Unfortunately now, like I said, the fouls are really going to become an issue for the remainder of this first half as Brookdale is way eclipsed the double bonus mark.
And Green back at the line. And as there's the foul called on Harris. And of the 45 free throws that Passaic had when these two teams last played, Sanders Green had 18 of them and made 15. So he certainly knows how to get to the line. And in that game, I mean, he just filled up the box score. 23 points, 16 rebounds, 6 assists, and 7 steals. A guy who can just do it all. And he makes 2 at the line, cutting the Brookdale lead to 11.
Passaic starting to play a little bit tighter man-to-man defense, which has given Brookdale a little bit of trouble these last few times down the floor.
Olakani, back out Kirkwood. Shot clock at 8. Olakani was fouled on the jump shot. And Clerval slapping himself because he knows that was not a good foul. Picks up number 2, and it's free throws for Olakani. And Olakani, one of the Jersey Blues to average double figures, just under 11 a game this season. Rattles in the first one. Tara Gatling is back in, and checking out is Keyshawn Kirkwood. So Gatling's seen a lot of action, quickly got called on 2 personal fouls.
And you were talking about Olakani. He had 13 points in that last game against Camden on Tuesday.
Bradshaw back out as Brookdale gets a second chance. Kirkwood for Kirkwood. Ball movement along the perimeter, and now they'll back it out. Come up on 2 minutes to go, first half. 8 to shoot. Olakani makes his move. His move is falling to the ground. And a tie-up is forced. Possession arrow favors Brookdale, but there's only 3 on the shot clock.
I'm surprised, actually, Olakani was not called with a traveling call, because I thought he tripped on his own.
Yeah, Passaic thinks they should have it. Green is ready to inbound. Now the officials getting together.
Let's take a look at this again. Yeah, it looks like he did get tripped, but still, I'm surprised. That usually when a player falls like that to the floor, that's an automatic walk.
Brookdale basketball.
So when we get this straightened out, it will be Kerry Kirkwood to inbound. There you get a look at the Panthers head coach Anthony Virgil in his 7th season as the head man. And his team exploding on the seams this season after several rough years. In fact, they had not had a winning season prior to this until 2010 and 11. Now there's I don't know if this is a skirmish or a disagreement, but the two teams getting into it a little bit.
I just think so someone said something to somebody and the officials were there to quickly break it up. But
they are all in a big pile. Now they disperse. 2 on the timer. Bradshaw gets it up, but it's a shot clock violation. Very disjointed possession that was for Brookdale.
And I want to go back to that last play. I understand completely Coach Virgil's frustration because, as I said, I thought clearly that was a traveling call on Olakani. It probably should have been Passaic ball, but again, the officials saw it differently.
Green bounce pass inside. 3 defenders are there. That leaves the open man. The shot is no good by Rawls. Knocked out of bounds, and the Panthers will hold on to it.
But again, still, look at the effort. Brookdale makes a box around the basket. As soon as that shot goes up, even though Olikani didn't grab that, he still knocked it out of bounds enough so the Passaic would not have an opportunity for an easy 2.
New shot clock to work with. Clerval. Green whistle, and he traveled.
Yeah, Passaic's really struggling with what to do with Brookdale. They just cannot get the dribble drive penetration that they had working early on in the game to work, and they're struggling to find outlets to try to put points on the board.
We'll hit the 1-minute mark first half. Strong first half for Brookdale, working with an 11-point lead. Olikani drawing contact, missed the initial shot, but gets the follow.
And Zach didn't even come down on 2 feet. He stayed in the air and put that back in. Excellent job by Olikani.
Great athletic play. Ulrich, blocking foul is called, count the basket. And Sean Ulrich is just tough to handle at his size. We've seen him shoot it from 3, but at 6'10" inside, it's tough to defend him as well. Here a chance for 3, foul called on Olikani.
And that's a good call by the officials. Olikani was in that restricted area down low. Easy call, even though it looked like Olikani may have set his feet, that's still a restricted area. You cannot have a blocking call in that area.
And last touch, Bradshaw off the deflection. The Panthers retain it. Not only did Ulrich have 10 blocks in the last game against Brookdale, he had a 20-20 game, 20 points, 23 rebounds. Here he takes the jumper, catch and shoot, rimming no. Offensive rebound, Green couldn't put it back in. Then he goes to the ground. Keyshawn Kirkwood trying to give Brookdale possession. And against a disagreement, Paul Chizek is yelling because his team got called for a foul. It's on Keyshawn, it's number 2.
Yeah, and the reason why I do not like that call is because Kirkwood went for the ball, and he had that in possession as he was coming down to the floor. So Chizak has a very valid argument. I do not like that call. That looked clearly like that should have been a jump ball. It would have been Passaic ball either way because the possession arrow was pointing their way, but I don't like that foul called on Kirkwood.
Short on the first attempt is Green.
Watch this again. Watch Kirkwood go for the ball. He's got the ball right there. They both have the ball. You could easily call foul on either player there, so that's why I don't like in a situation like that calling a foul on some of them.
If anything, you could have called a jump ball as well. Looked like there was simultaneous possession. Loose on the ground, Rawls picks it up inside, and the tough shot is made by Sanders Green. Reverse layup for 2. Jimenez pressuring Kirkwood in the backcourt. About a 5-second difference shot in game clock. Down the stretch here first half. The Brookdale lead is 9. Kirkwood for Bradshaw. Corner 3. Short. Rebound to Keyshawn Kirkwood offensive. Kerry gets surrounded. Olikani foul line. Stripped to the ball. Picked up by Green. 8 seconds left. Passaic the other way. Green out of control. Whistle and a foul. And another one that Brookdale's going to be very upset about. 5.5 ticks left. And Ulrich will shoot for Passaic.
And unfortunately for Gatling, that's his 3rd personal, so it couldn't have gone any worse for the first game that he has played. He's now already got 3 fouls. And of course, that's not going to give any brownie points to the officials towards Coach Chizak, because he's going to be pretty upset about that.
Lots of yelling at the officials in both games that we've done today.
Yeah.
It's double bonus. Ulrich no good. He's 0 of 3 at the line.
That's why I'm glad we're up here and we're not down there.
Got a lot more grief. It always mystifies me as there's an air ball on the free throw attempt, how you can be such a good three-point shooter but struggle so mightily from the foul line. It's a shorter shot. You think common sense you'd shoot better from the line, which obviously in most cases you do, but you'd see the occasional case where it's not that way. Keyshawn Kirkwood stripped from behind, throwing it up. Not a half-bad attempt to end the first half by Jimenez. And that does it for this first half. It was certainly entertaining. And after the first 20 minutes had been played in this Region 19 matchup, Brookdale 43 and Passaic 34. So the big problem you look at for Brookdale, yes, they have a 9-point lead. They did a lot of things well, but they got in foul trouble. That was the biggest issue.
Yeah, really. I mean, I think for the most part, Brookdale has played fairly well, shutting down a lot of offensive drives to the basket by Passaic. That's something that they came out early on in the game, and that's where we saw it really kind of back and forth for the majority of the first portion of the first half. But overall, I feel that the one thing that Brookdale has struggled with is the fact that they have not been able to cut down on the amount of fouls they've committed. The fouls really are the thing that is slowing them down. We saw they maxed out with fouls in the first half. We have guys like Tara Gatling, Matthew Ringel, who's got a pair. So those things, I think Coach Chuzak in the locker room is probably going to have to work on and make sure their team is going to have to clean up, because Passaic, they're a pretty good free throw shooting team. I mean, they really don't miss that often. Now, we saw Ulrich miss quite a bit from the line, which is very rare. But still, Coach Chuzak and that entire team has to do a better job of not committing so many fouls. Other than that, though, this team, I think, is playing fairly well against a very tough Passaic team.
And a lot of streaks on the line today. Brookdale 6-0 at home. They're on a 4-game winning streak. Passaic on an 11-game winning streak. So we'll see what gives when we play the second half here today. So that's the end of the first half. For Tim Catalfamo, I'm Brian Garretsword, and we'll be back for the start of the second half after the break.
Hi, I'm Sophia Parola, and welcome to Brookdale's Open House, where high school students, transfer students, families, and the entire Monmouth community can learn more about what Brookdale has to offer. Let's go check it out. Here at the Open House, students can tour the beautiful Lincroft campus, meet the faculty, and find out from over 50 of Brookdale's academic programs. Students can also leave here with tons of information, including how to apply to Brookdale, clubs and activities, financial aid opportunities, and job training for future career planning. In addition, students can also see how easy it is to transfer to a four-year college after Brookdale. To learn more about the Open House or Brookdale Community College, log on to our website at brookdalecc.edu. I'm Sophia Parola. Thanks for watching Brookdale Television.
With both my sons entering college, I knew financial aid was going to help. I never thought I would qualify, too. I enrolled in Brookdale's culinary program and discovered a world of talent I never knew I had. After graduation, I landed an externship with David Burke's Fromagerie, and they hired me a month later. My name is Debbie Doran, and I came to Brookdale to learn a new skill. I never imagined it would take me this far.
My daughter was born premature, and the hospital's respiratory therapist saved her life. When the economy crashed, we moved back to New Jersey for my husband's career, but nobody was hiring drama teachers. So I joined the respiratory therapy program at Brookdale. It's a great field with job security, and you can be there for people who really need you. My name is Joriel Miller, and I came to Brookdale to change my career. I never imagined I could help save a life.
I'm more than just a college student. I'm a marathon runner, a volunteer, and a philanthropist. I'm an employee. I'm a future master's degree holder. I believe the path to a better world is paved with a million small steps. Thanks to Brookdale, I'm already halfway there. My name is Killian Warman, and I came to Brookdale to explore my passions. I never imagined I'd have the flexibility to pursue them all.
I went to college right after high school, but it didn't work out. After a few years in the workforce and the birth of my son, I decided to give college another try. At Brookdale, something clicked. I met amazing professors and found a major I was passionate about. I made the dean's list, landed a great internship, and now I'm pursuing my bachelor's degree. Thanks to Brookdale, I have what it takes to see my dreams through. I'm Tara Boyce, and I came to Brookdale to give college another try. I never imagined I would find my passion.
Looking for quality higher education at an affordable price? You'll find it at Brookdale Community College, with locations in Lincroft, Freehold, Long Branch, Neptune, Hazlitt, and Wall, and online options that let you study anywhere. At Brookdale, you can train for a new career, earn a diploma, and transfer to a 4-year school hassle-free. Brookdale has small classes and approachable faculty, an honors program, academic support centers, a full student life experience, and nationally ranked sports teams. Visit brookdalecc.edu and start your success story today.
Hi, I'm Dan Lees from the Speech Communication Department at Brookdale Community College. I welcome you to come and explore Brookdale and see all that we have to offer. In the Speech Communication Department, we teach courses in public speaking, interpersonal communication, and small group communication. For me, college was a life-changing experience. I never looked at the world the same way after my time in college. And I think Brookdale will offer you that same kind of life-changing experience. Not only will you enjoy yourself at Brookdale and have a good time, but you're going to learn a lot. And you're going to take those skills out into the world and apply them in your work field, whatever it may be. So join us at Brookdale. You might find it changes your life.
In just a few short months, tens of thousands of visitors will spend part of their summer along the sandy white beaches of Belmar. Besides catching some rays, many of them will also be catching some cool tunes Thursday nights, enjoying 90.5 The Nights Songwriters on the Beach concerts. This free concert series, located on the 5th Avenue Boardwalk along the panoramic Atlantic Ocean in Belmar, brings a beach full of music lovers throughout the summer. If you'd like to have your company's message in front of an audience that is well-educated, affluent, and community-minded, then now is the time to secure your involvement. Email Kristen at kflorio@wbjb.org for more information on this affordable sponsorship opportunity.
Planning a large-scale event or conference? Consider Brookdale Community College and its versatile Collins Arena. The Collins Arena is the premier venue for all kinds of corporate and community events. Live concerts and celebrity happenings, trade shows and expositions, sporting events and tournaments. The Collins Arena has countless layout options to meet your needs. Bring your next event to life at the Collins Arena at Brookdale Community College. Go to brookdalecc.edu/events and start planning your next event now.
When I was divorced, I needed to rediscover who I was. I had no career or college degree. My divorce attorney was so supportive. Working with her helped me realize I have what it takes for a career in law. I joined the paralegal program at Brookdale, and I got a great base to build a career on. Now I'm working as a paralegal at Ansel, Grimm & Aaron, and I love it. I'm Michelle McCarran, and I went to Brookdale for a new start. I never imagined I would find my calling.
The meditation series will strengthen your spirit with peace and balance. Intro to Zen Meditation provides a foundation of the basic principles of Zen instruction, sitting, walking, and breathing techniques allowing one's mind to rest. Allowing peace within helps develop powerful ways to invoke inner harmony and radiate peace whenever you are in need, no matter where you are. Healing Energy Meditations provides tools to help gently calm the mind to find the quiet place within. Go to brookdalecc.edu and click on Continuing Education, then Lifelong Learning.
Hi, I'm Laura McCullough, and I'm an Associate Professor of English in the Humanities Institute here at Brookdale Community College. I'm also a writer, I'm a poet, and an editor. I have a number of books out, and I work my butt off writing and teaching. Some of the things that we teach in the creative writing program here are a mixed genre creative writing class. It's an introductory class. We teach poetry, fiction, creative nonfiction, and screenwriting. There are 2 reasons to take classes in creative writing here at Brookdale, and the first is easy. If you want to be a writer, we can help you figure out an educational and career path to do what you love and what you're talented at. But the other reason is because creative writing is about tapping into your imagination. It's about finding the creative person inside of yourself, and you don't have to be a writer to take creative writing.
Nico Vocatoro here for Brookdale TV as the Brookdale Jersey Blues lead the Passaic Panthers 43-34. The leading scorer in this game is Sky Harris, as he has 16 points as well as 5 rebounds, 3 of them coming on the offensive end. This should be a close game in the second half, as Passaic has won 11 straight games, and Brookdale has a 4-game win streak of their own coming into this game. Now, to commercial.
Need a place for your next conference, meeting, seminar, or social gathering? Choose the Warner Student Life Center located on the beautiful wooded 300-acre campus of Brookdale Community College in Monmouth County. You'll have access to 15,000 square feet of versatile event space, state-of-the-art conference facilities, a comfortable lounge, a scenic outdoor patio area, and an award-winning catering service. To learn more, visit brookdalecc.edu/events. That's brookdalecc.edu/events. The Warner Student Life Center at Brookdale Community College. Make it the place for your next event.
Hi, I'm Sophia Parola, and welcome to Brookdale's Open House, where high school students, transfer students, families, and the entire Monmouth community can learn more about what Brookdale has to offer. Let's go check it out. Here at the Open House, students can tour the beautiful Lincroft campus, meet the faculty, and find out from over 50 of Brookdale's academic programs. Students can also leave here with tons of information, including how to apply to Brookdale, clubs and activities, financial aid opportunities, and job training for future career planning. In addition, students can also see how easy it is to transfer to a four-year college after Brookdale. To learn more about the Open House or Brookdale Community College, log on to our website at brookdalecc.edu. I'm Sophia Parola. Thanks for watching Brookdale Television.
With both my sons entering college, I knew financial aid was going to help. I never thought I would qualify too. I enrolled in Brookdale's culinary program and discovered a world of talent I never knew I had. After graduation, I landed an externship with David Burke's Fromagerie, and they hired me a month later. My name is Debbie Doran, and I came to Brookdale to learn a new skill. I never imagined it would take me this far.
My daughter was born premature, and the hospital's respiratory therapist saved her life. When the economy crashed, we moved back to New Jersey for my husband's career, but nobody was hiring drama teachers. So I joined the respiratory therapy program at Brookdale. It's a great field with job security, and you can be there for people who really need you. My name is Joriel Miller, and I came to Brookdale to change my career. I never imagined I could help save a life.
I'm more than just a college student. I'm a marathon runner, a volunteer, and a philanthropist. I'm an employee. I'm a future master's degree holder. I believe the path to a better world is paved with a million small steps. Thanks to Brookdale, I'm already halfway there. My name is Killian Mormon, and I came to Brookdale to explore my passions. I never imagined I'd have the flexibility to pursue them all.
I went to college right after high school, but it didn't work out. After a few years in the workforce and the birth of my son, I decided to give college another try. At Brookdale, something clicked. I met amazing professors and found a major I was passionate about. I made the dean's list, landed a great internship, and now I'm pursuing my bachelor's degree. Thanks to Brookdale, I have what it takes to see my dreams through. I'm Tara Boyce, and I came to Brookdale to give college another try. I never imagined I would find my passion.
And welcome back inside the Collins Arena. Brian Goudsworth, Tim Kettlefama with you here on Brookdale TV. Really good matchup, a lot of streaks on the line we talked about. Brookdale trying to extend this 4-game winning streak. What'll be the key here coming out in the second half?
Well, I just think that Brookdale just need to continue with this up-tempo offense. They've been sticking with this dribble drive penetration. It's been working really well for them. The only thing that they got to clean up is the amount of fouls. They've committed a tremendous amount of fouls. Some of them have not necessarily been their fault, but it's the fouls, I think, that really have allowed Passaic to stay close in this game. Watch Passaic, though, in this second half. They're a very tough team, very talented. They could easily come back and mount a run here late in the game.
And we're underway here in the second half, as Rawls nearly lost it, but was able to get it back and lay it in. An acrobatic move from Rawls. Well, that's the first score of the second half. Brookdale leads by 7. Ringel swings it. Olakani for Harris. Little jumper. He gets it to go. Sky Harris was our key player coming in, and he has delivered so far. Ulrich battling with Ringel. Turnaround jumper. Oh, that's a soft touch from the big man, Sean Ulrich, for 2.
And that's all in the way that he spins the ball when he releases it. That's the only reason why that can bounce off the front rim, off the back rim, and then in.
Ringel for Kirkwood. Olakani in the corner. 8 to shoot for Brookdale. Olakani, the crossover, and he puts it in. Nice move by Olakani in the paint. 9-point Jersey Blue lead. Inside, Stefan Sanders. And a foul is called on the Jersey Blues, Matt Ringel. And he picks up number 3. So it looks like Ringel is coming out, and here's our first look at Jordan Little of this afternoon's game.
Yeah, Little was benched for the first half. A little bit of a different lineup that Coach Chuzak was trying to experiment with, and unfortunately now with Ringel with 3 fouls, he's probably going to be there for quite a while on the bench.
As Rawls is on the end line out of bounds. And so Brookdale gets it back, leading by 9. Brookdale lost the first meeting between these two teams, 97-77. They were only down by 1 at the half, but then a huge second half for the Panthers gave them the 20-point lead, and here's a turnover on a traveling call. And so Passaic gets possession.
Yeah, Brookdale just in a little bit too much of a hurry here on offense to start this second half. They need to slow down a little bit more. They have a big lead. Take your time. There's no rush here.
Rawls against Harris. Feed the post. Inside Sanders. Missed it. Ulrich tracks it down. And it looked like Ulrich threw the ball away. Paul Chizek was sure that was the case. The officials say it was tipped. And I just can't believe some of the calls we're seeing here today.
Yeah, there was one call in the first half where Jordan Hernandez lost it out of bounds and clearly touched it, and the officials gave it back to Brookdale. So questionable calls here in this game.
Jimenez gets it to go off the glass.
We even saw some questionable calls in the women's game that we recently did, Brian, where there were some calls late in that game that were very questionable.
So Brookdale trying to keep their poise as they've seen the whistle go against them a number of times so far. Kirkwood on the drive, and he's hammered.
Yeah, that was clearly a foul. About 3 bodies got on Kyle Bradshaw there in the paint.
I think I said Kirkwood by mistake. It's Kirkwood to inbound for Brookdale. There are 5 on the floor. Kerry with Sky Harris, Jordan Little, Kyle Bradshaw, and Zach Olakani. Kirkwood looking, finds Bradshaw, works his way inside. Harris is open. Harris, yes.
He has been unbelievable this afternoon. I don't think I've seen Sky Harris play a better game here at home all season. It's been really amazing to watch him.
Clerval inside, lefty layup, no. Offensive rebound, Sanders. He gets it back, and then Little comes up with it. Olakani the other way. And Olakani went down hard. And there was no foul call on that as the ball winds up out of bounds. They did call a foul. No.
I think it was a good call by the officials because Olakani had it stripped, and as he was having the ball stripped, he slipped on his own feet and fell down.
Well, when in doubt, go to Sky Harris because he has just been dominant today. Picking up where he left off his last several games, last 5 of which had been in double figures. Clerval, no, the tip-in goes. It's Ulrich underneath. 51-42, Brookdale. Little sets the screen. Olakani gives it up. Kirkwood for Bradshaw. Pumps. Bradshaw inside, gets it to go. Kyle Bradshaw up and under move for 2. Back to a double figure lead. Clerval, the answer, no. Ulrich gets it. And it's out of bounds off Clerval and the Panthers. Brookdale gets it back. Here comes Sanders Green. And what a pest he was in the first half, just as Paul Chizek advised he would be.
Brookdale is shooting the ball really well in this game. I mean, in the second half, they've come out shooting really well, but particularly all game, they've just been almost unstoppable from behind all over the place.
Clerval leading the break. Olakani stripped him of the ball, but the foul is called. And was it Olakani picking up the personal? It was, and it's number 3. So Clerval is at the line. One of the few sophomores on this Passaic roster out of West Orange, New Jersey. Technical foul as Olakani must have said something inappropriate. Paul Chizek says, I can't believe that. This has been a feisty game.
Yeah, Coach Chizek's just saying, why? Olakani must have said something to the official while he was bending down tying his shoe. I was just about to say that we talked about at the beginning of the second half, fouls were a problem for this team in the first. They're picking up where they left off, unfortunately, and now that's Olakani, one of your best players, arguably in this game, on the bench now with 4 fouls, 1 technical.
So Clerval makes the 2 technical free throws, and now he'll get his free throws that he drew on the foul. And rimming in on the first attempt. Eight-point Brookdale lead as it stands now. Clerval, that's a 4-point possession for the Panthers. On the 2 fouls on Olakani, both regular and technical. So with that, the lead down to 7 as Kerry Kirkwood handles. Kirkwood pulls up, jumper, yes.
There's not a whole lot you can do to stop that, and Passaic's having a lot of trouble stopping Brookdale from shooting really well.
Oh, what a rejection. Jordan Little swatted that one. It went probably down near the locker room area. As we'll have a timeout on the floor, but not before we get another look at this. The drive by Jimenez, and that's a grown man's rejection from Jordan Little.
Yeah, that was an emphatic rejection. Get that ball out of here.
And we'll step aside right now. Brookdale leading by 9 on Brookdale TV.
My daughter was born premature, and the hospital's respiratory therapist saved her life. When the economy crashed, we moved back to New Jersey for my husband's career, but nobody was hiring drama teachers. So I joined the respiratory therapy program at Brookdale. It's a great field with job security, and you can be there for people who really need you. My name is Joriel Miller, and I came to Brookdale to change my career. I never imagined I could help save a life.
And we're back. Brian Goudsward and Tim Catalfamo, the rest of our Brookdale TV crew. Good to be with you to start this weekend here on a Saturday. And this has been high energy, high-temper game between the Jersey Blues and the Panthers. We saw one, you call it a mini skirmish in the first half, nothing out of control. Clerval able to save it for Passaic. As they have the ball outside the timeout, Ulrich gets a touch, double teamed. Outside, Clerval fires short, offensive rebound, Green in traffic, and he's going to the line. As the fouls continue to pile up for Brookdale, that's the fourth of the second half. And Green just always seems to be at the free throw line. He just lives there. Back right now.
And talking about fouls, that was something that Coach Cusack did tell me pre-game, that with this team, with how good they are, that's something that they do very well. They're very good at being able to draw contact and draw fouls and get to the free throw line. And Coach Cusack told me if that's what's going to happen in this game, it's going to be very difficult for not only his players on defense, but it's going to make them have to be better on the offensive glass and make their shots count, which they have done so far. But they're going to have to continue to do that because they are running into heavy foul trouble.
There are 2 free throws for Sanders. And I bet he's in double figures for Passaic in this game. Kirkwood for Bradshaw. Ooh, ball knocked out of bounds. And it's off the Jersey Blues, so Passaic takes over. About 5 minutes elapsed here in the second half. Rawls against Hernandez. Sanders Green sets the screen. The jumper is an air ball. The putback by Jimenez is no good. And now Brookdale pushing the tempo. Bradshaw pump fake, drive, hanging in, and he scores.
Bradshaw is another player who's played really well. Starting today, has done a great job. Someone you don't see too often starting, but has played really well today.
The follow jam by Ulrich off the initial miss by Jimenez. Little tried to come away with another blocked shot. Open look, Kirkwood, it's a 3. No, offensive rebound. Little, the big man, yes, plus the foul.
Yeah, Klurovich just did not box out Jordan Little at all, and all Little had to do was really just reach his hand out there, grab that ball, and put it back up and in.
So Little didn't see any action in the first half, but ready to go here for the second half. And his 6'9" presence is always felt. Makes the free throw. There's a look at the follow-up jam on the previous possession. Green inside, can't get it to go. Bradshaw battles for the rebound, and it's going Brookdale's way. Foul called. And Green looks to have picked this one up. He has for the Panthers. It's his 3rd. You know, it's really been an interesting season when you look at it as a whole for Brookdale, and that it's been so streaky. They had a 5-game winning streak, then they had a 5-game losing streak for much of December into the first game of January, but here they are again on a positive streak, 4 straight in the win column. As Green trying to come up with it, can't control it. Brookdale keeps possession, but trying to find a way to be more consistent. They're 10-6, but it's been a roller coaster ride.
Yeah, a lot of those games that they lost in the month of December were away, obviously. One of them was actually to Passaic, where they lost by 20, but a lot of those games were close, so it's not necessarily been that the team has underperformed. It's just that the way that the games have shaken out have not been great for Brookdale.
Little shuffled the feet. Big man matchup against Ulrich. Clerval draws a crowd and floats it out of bounds. Back to the Jersey Blues.
Yeah, Passaic right now is just struggling with sloppiness. I just really think that's really kind of been the word to describe their performance so far here in the second half. Just not as crisp as we saw them start at the beginning of the first half.
Now, we also found out that James Wright, who, as we know, is one of the key players for Brookdale, and we haven't seen a lot of him in this game, but he was dealing with a concussion for a long stretch as Kirkwood's jumper is off the rim, no, and Ulrich gets the rebound. But Wright has been cleared. He's ready for action. Here comes Bradshaw looking to throw it down. He got hammered from behind by Cortez Rawls, and Bradshaw will shoot free throws. But we haven't seen much of Wright even though he is considered healthy by Coach Chisak.
Yeah, that concussion actually occurred against Lackawanna College in a tournament that was taking place up in Rochester, New York on December 11th. That was an away game, obviously, for Brookdale. And that's when apparently the concussion took place. Wright was kind of out of commission for about a month. He's clear, but you said it, Brian, we haven't really seen him too much in this game. So wondering still, maybe there's still some lingering effects from that concussion, even though he is cleared. As you take a look at that last foul there, is
1 out of 2 from the line for Bradshaw. Jimenez gets around Hernandez. Whistle before the shot. And the foul called on the floor. Jordan Hernandez picks up his second. Keyshawn Kirkwood pops off the bench. He's coming in. Hernandez sits.
Yeah, that's just not a smart foul for Hernandez to commit, particularly that far away from the basket. There's no sense in that.
As Jimenez can't get it to drop. Rebound to Bradshaw. Kirkwood picked up by Rawls. 15 on the timer. Kirkwood makes his move. And a whistle on the pass this time. Foul called on the Panthers. Here's a substitution for Passaic. Devin Jones is in. Sanders Green will check out, as Green just picked up his 4th personal. So he's 1 away from fouling out. Kirkwood looking for someone, finds Harris. New shot clock for Brookdale. Little good position down deep. Couldn't finish. Offensive rebound. Kerry Kirkwood somehow able to come out of the crowd with the board. And then he gets fouled on a reach-in, nowhere near the basket. Ticky-tack call, Cortez Rawls.
Yeah, and I don't understand that foul by Rawls. I mean, I know you're frustrated. I know you're irritated that you didn't get that rebound and that Brookdale has another opportunity with an offensive rebound, second, third chance opportunity after that play by Little down low, and of course the rebound by Kirkwood. But that's just a senseless foul that you're going to commit that far away from the basket. There's just no sense in that.
Jordan Wiggins is in the game now for Passaic, as Brookdale losing it out of bounds.
And now Passaic is starting to run into foul trouble of their own. You mentioned Green, he's got 4 fouls. Rawls is on the bench with 3, so Passaic's starting to run into some foul trouble of their own.
Jimenez gets it back in a crowd, puts it up, no. Ooh. About 3 Brookdale players had a chance, and Kerry Kirkwood saves it. Kirkwood ahead of the floor. Harris, 1 dribble, puts it up, 3-pointer, in and out, no good. Rebound, Clerval. Cross-court pass to the corner, spotting up Jones. Air ball. Jimenez the offensive rebound. Backs his way in. Tough shot, count it and 1. And Jaleel Jimenez a chance for a 3-point play. Well, they keep giving him second chances, and Passaic cashes in that last time. As for Keyshawn Kirkwood, it's his 3rd. Substitution, Bradshaw is out, and Tara Gatling is in.
Every time you think Brookdale is starting to pull away from this game and starting kind of to close out and possibly distance themselves away from Passaic, they get a couple of fouls that don't go their way. Passaic's able to capitalize, as you were saying, Brian, and they're hanging around. And for Passaic, Brookdale's still not out of the woods yet. This is a very dangerous team that can easily go on a run at any point.
9-point Brookdale lead. 11:40 to go, second half. Gatling for Keyshawn Kirkwood pulls the trigger, off the mark on a 3. Gatling keeps it alive and banks it in.
Yeah, Ulrich actually fell down, and that opened the door for Gatling to get that rebound.
Clerval the drive, followed by Ehrlich. Sean Ulrich is tough to block out, and he has been one of the stars for Passaic in this game. Little, the back in against Ulrich, and he gets the better of that matchup for the deuce. Wiggins gives it up. out of bounds, and who touched it last? It looks to be Passaic. There's the last bucket by Jordan Little. Some pressure applied here in the backcourt. Jordan Wiggins. Kirkwood able to beat him. Gatling baseline drive. Couldn't finish it. Knocked up in the air and taken by Wiggins. Fast break the other way, 2-on-1. Jimenez right at Kirkwood and draws the foul. Hard foul delivered by Keyshawn. And Jimenez will shoot 2 for Passaic.
Yeah, right now, Passaic's getting some nice baskets in transition, but when Brookdale has an opportunity to set up with their defense and Passaic can walk the ball up the floor, they're really not getting any other offense otherwise.
Jordan Hernandez is in, replacing Keyshawn Kirkwood, who is in foul trouble with 4.
And Coach Chizak told me this was one of the games that this, along with Rowan College at Gloucester County, was going to be one of the 2 games that he feels is probably the toughest game to play on the schedule. If they can get out of here with a win, I say this plays huge dividends for not only the confidence of this team, but just in general, the overall rankings and standings in the conference.
Shot clock at 4. Harris gonna have to put it up. In traffic, bank shot, no. Rebounded by Ulrich. He nearly threw it away. Jones crosses the midcourt line. Jones falls to the ground. It's picked up by Gatling. No one back for Passaic. Hernandez coasts in for the layup. That's how Brookdale makes it happen in transition. Jimenez, no. Follow is good. And it's Rodney Clerval. 67-58, Jersey Blues. Past the midpoint of the second half. Little spinning around Ulrich, shot swatted and picked up by Clerval. Ahead of the floor, Jones. Gatling was back, but Jones takes it to the rim for 2.
And again, it's these transition points in transition for Passaic that's keeping them in this game right now. Brookdale's got to do a better job, particularly on plays like that, of getting back. They're just not getting back on defense, and that's why Passaic has been able to rack some points up on the board.
Hernandez, baseline drive, contact, no call. He ran into a whole lot of Sean Ulrich on that baseline drive. As there's the last fast break basket for the Panthers. 12 on the timer. Kirkwood the inbounder. Gatling guarded by Green. Harris calling for it down low. It ends up with Little, and he travels. So this game has never reached the point where Brookdale has pulled away. They've kept the margin right around this mark. Right now it's at 7, but they've seemed to have had chances to extend the margin, but Passaic's been able to hang around. They're within striking distance. Clerval shot no good, but a foul. And for Brookdale, it'll be team foul number 9 of the second half. This one is on Ringel. That's his 4th.
Yeah, Coach Chuzak's not happy about that, but I thought that Clerval actually possibly may have traveled when he was going inside. I think that he took maybe an extra half of a step, half of a hop, which I'm not sure if that's what Coach Chizak feels what happened, but obviously upset that one of his players, particularly how well Matt Ringel has played in this game, has got 4 personals.
So Rawls is back in replacing Jimenez. Brookdale trying to find a way to get organized offensively. Ringel sets the screen. Harris fires for 3. No. And the rebound to Ulrich. No one back in transition. Wiggins all alone to lay it in. Timeout Brookdale. Very poor transition defense. And it's down to just a 5-point Jersey Blue lead. And we'll take a timeout. 8:08 to go. We're coming back.
I'm more than just a college student. I'm a marathon runner, a volunteer, and a philanthropist. I'm an employee. I'm a future master's degree holder. I believe the path to a better world is paved with a million small steps. Thanks to Brookdale, I'm already halfway there. My name is Killian Warman, and I came to Brookdale to explore my passions. I never imagined I'd have the flexibility to pursue them all.
Back here on Brookdale TV, Brian Goudsworth along with Tim Catalfamo. Second game of our doubleheader. And this has been a good one as Brookdale looks to knock off the #1 team in the Region 19. Passaic comes in having won 11 straight. They won the first meeting between these two teams, but Brookdale has led most of the way in this game and trying to hold on in the final 8 minutes of regulation. They have a 5-point lead. Outside the timeout, Harris with Clerval defending. Offensive foul away from the ball. Paul Chizek wants an explanation.
I think that's going to be on Gatling, Brian. I think that's his 4th.
So you have Ringel with 4, Gatling with 4. And now Chizek is getting an explanation from one of the officials.
It's definitely been a frustrating game for Brookdale in the fouling department. I mean, they have just had a lot. I think Coach Chizek made something that was one of the officials thought was kind of funny, but he's not going to hear his argument. But that's just been, unfortunately, one of the weak areas for this team in this game.
Traveling call, Cortez Rawls. And so it's interesting that Gatling has remained on the floor with those 4 personal fouls. Of course, one away from being disqualified, although Olakani now set to check in next whistle. He's loosening. Hernandez, Gatling top of the key, 12 to shoot. Hernandez against Wiggins, isolation. Hernandez gives it up. Little's way outside, 5 to shoot. Kirkwood, he's got it from 3. And the lead back to 8. Clerval trying to answer back. Can. Rebound Little. 7 minutes left to go. Kirkwood sets it up. Jersey Blues have Kirkwood, that's Kerry, Jordan Little, Gatling, Hernandez, and Harris. Kirkwood for Little. Ulrich defending. 10 to shoot. Little, the baby hook. Oh. He gets the friendly roll. Jordan Little over the bigger defender.
Sometimes you got to have a little bit of luck with those baskets down low to go in for you.
Ulrich, the fall away off the rim. Rebound to Harris. Gatling running back the other way. Green gets back in transition. Brookdale slows it down. 72-62, the Jersey Blues in front. Kirkwood against Wiggins. Brookdale taking their time, getting some time off the clock. Hernandez for Kirkwood, bounce pass inside. Gatling off the glass and in.
And credit to Kirkwood for making that extra pass. He did not have the shot. Gatling did. He gave it to him, and Gatling was able to finish.
Ulrich takes the jumper off the mark. Little the rebound. Ahead of the floor, Harris. Harris inside. That was a tough shot because Ulrich was there defensively. Gatling able to keep it alive. Now a reset with Kirkwood way out. 5.5 left to go. Kirkwood watched by Wiggins. Kerry works his way in. Harris. Bank shot goes for Sky Harris. He has had the touch all afternoon long for Brookdale. Very hot shooting day it has been for Sky. Foul called as Rawls was driving to the basket. Hernandez picks up number 3. Olakani set to check in, and Hernandez is coming out. Rawls to shoot for the Panthers. Now, Rawls, one of the standout players the last time these teams met. He was 9 of 13 from the floor, 4 of 5 from 3. Comes in averaging 13 points per game this season. Sophomore out of Montclair, New Jersey, and the free throw is good. And again, Passaic in the double bonus as the second straight half. Brookdale has eclipsed the 10 foul mark. 2 free throws for Rawls.
Yeah, and you do the math, Brian. I mean, you look at the amount of fouls. That's over at least 20 team fouls total in this game. We still got 5 minutes more to play. It's just the area that Brookdale has struggled with as of late. They average, coming into this game, 20 team fouls per game. They've already maxed out on that, I would say.
Olakani gives it up. Kirkwood is open. Three-pointer won't go. Gatling had it for a moment. And a foul called. It's staying on this end of the floor as a Panther picks up the personal. And that is the last of Sanders Green that Paul Chizek will have to endure today.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Chizek told me he was going to be a real threat, and he was. I mean, he was a great player, but he ran into foul trouble early on, and Brookdale, really, to give him credit, really kind of shut Sanders Green down for the majority of the game.
1-and-1 for Gatling, and he'll get another. So Gatling, a freshman from Patterson, he's up in the area where Passaic plays their home games. And 2 free throws for the freshman. There's Green picking up the last foul. We have a timeout with 4:44 to go.
Looking for quality
Left to
higher
play
education at
in
an
this
affordable
one
price?
at the
You'll find
Collins
it at
Arena.
Brookdale Community College, with locations in Lincroft, Freehold, Long Branch, Neptune, Hazlitt, and Wall, and online options that let you study anywhere. At Brookdale, you can train for a new career, earn a diploma, and transfer to a 4-year school hassle-free. Brookdale has small classes and approachable faculty, an honors program, academic support centers, a full student life experience, and nationally ranked sports teams. Visit brookdalecc.edu and start your success story today.
Hi, I'm Dan Lees from the Speech Communication Department at Brookdale Community College. I welcome you to come and explore Brookdale and see all that we have to offer. In the Speech Communication Department, we teach courses in public speaking, interpersonal communication, and small group communication. For me, college was a life-changing experience. I never looked at the world the same way after my time in college. And I think Brookdale will offer you that same kind of life-changing experience. Not only will you enjoy yourself at Brookdale and have a good time, but you're going to learn a lot. And you're going to take those skills out into the world and apply them in your work field, whatever it may be. So join us at Brookdale. You might find it changes your life.
Back here at the Collins Arena, Brian Goutsford, Tim Catalfamo with you on Brookdale TV. Final 4 minutes, 44 seconds left to play. This the front end of a back-to-back for Brookdale. They'll be back in action, quick turnaround tomorrow afternoon as UConn Avery Point comes in. 12 o'clock tip, we'll have that one for you tomorrow. Open look, Jimenez way off, and Little collects the rebound. And Passaic was a really good offensive team. They come in averaging over 80 points per game, but well below that pace. And credit the Brookdale defense for keeping them at bay today. Olakani drives in. Little tips it. Jimenez gets to it. Jimenez leading the break, and all the way he goes, can't finish. Ulrich tracks it down. And a reset for Passaic. Rawls, the jumper, and he was hit on the arm. Jordan Little has his arm up in the air. He's guilty. And Rawls will step to the line for the Panthers. So this being a front end of a back-to-back, the Jersey Blues only have 2 back-to-backs all season long. So not much time to feel good about this game, even though not official. They do have a 13-point lead. But if they can hold on, what a win this would be. Talking about beating the elite of the elite in this region.
I mean, this would be a huge win. There's still a long way to go, but this is kind of this is what I was talking about a few moments ago, where Brookdale seems to get Passaic in control. It looks like they can finally put the last nail in the coffin, and then Passaic goes on a run. We'll see if they can hold on these last 3.5 minutes.
Olakani for Gatling, inside shot doesn't go. Rebound loose, and there's a whistle and a foul called. And this was called on, well, I don't think they got a foul call. Nonetheless, Passaic ends up with possession, and the scorer inside, it's Stefan Sanders. We'll come up on 3 minutes to go in this second half. Brookdale 78, Passaic 68. Passaic has not lost in quite some time. It was back on November 27th at Nassau Community, 76-61. Little inside, in and out. And the rebound is to Sanders. Rawls taking on Kirkwood. And it's last touch Brookdale. And for Passaic, it's a season that kind of came out of nowhere. I mentioned it briefly in the first half, but they had 5 straight losing seasons coming in, as Little gets the rebound off the Sanders miss. And just 3 years ago, Tim, this was a team that went 0-28. They didn't have a single win all season. Here they are now in the top spot in the region, so they have improved drastically. Foul called away from the ball.
Yeah, I really think it's just how well Anthony Virgil has recruited. He's gotten some really nice players, and they're playing well. The difference in this game, though, has really been, as we've mentioned it many times, Brookdale's defense. They've just shut down this very tough Passaic offense. They played really well. The problem that they've struggled with, and I think the reason why this game is closer than it really is because of the amount of fouls that Brookdale has committed in both the first and the second halves.
There's the finish at the rim for Jaleel Jimenez. So Passaic back within 8. Come up on 2 minutes to go. Olakani taking his time. High screen Little. Olakani the crossover. Now Little inside and getting the roll. Sky Harris. And that gets Brookdale right on their season average in scoring this season at 80. Kick it out, Clerval. Check that, Rawls too strong from 3. Gatling the rebound.
And now I'll be interested to see if Passaic chooses to foul here. I mean, looks like Brookdale's going to call timeout, but they're down by 10. I mean, there's really not a whole lot you can do in this situation. If you foul, you play the foul game. It really extends the game, but Passaic has not really shot the ball all that well from the foul line in this game. They're a good foul shooting team, but they've struggled a little bit from the free throw line in this game.
And one thing I wanted to bring up, too, the last time these two teams played here at the Collins Arena, it's a game that I'm sure you remember very well because Sky Harris banked in a 3 at the end of regulation to force overtime, and that was certainly a memorable game for Brookdale. They came away with the overtime win.
Yeah, that was last season here at home. It was in December when Brookdale was able to do that. But yeah, I mean, right now, these two teams have always been fairly close. But the interesting thing about this game, Brian, is you look at when Brookdale last played Passaic earlier on in the year at Passaic on December 6th. They lost by a score of 97-77, 20 points. You look at this game, and it's almost like a totally different situation. So it's very, very surprising, extremely surprising to me.
Well, one thing that Paul Chizek told us in our pregame meeting was he felt his team was so much better equipped to play this Passaic team now than they were back in early December, and they were going through some difficult stretches. At one point had a 5-game losing streak, but he thought his team was ready. And one thing he said is the practices had been fierce, they've been intense, and they're getting his team ready to play in games. And, you know, looking to make it now 5 straight wins.
Yeah, one of the things that Coach Cusack told me on Thursday, actually, was that the teams, they go to quote-unquote war. That's what Coach Cusack told me. He said the players are pitted against each other in scrimmage, and basically it's just more like a 5-on-5 situation where they just go at each other. He said he has seen so much more intensity and so much more overall good practices that they actually get things done. Because of that strategy, he's very impressed with it. He said the team's been using leadership, family, words like that to describe how they are, so they're definitely growing closer together. And when you have a situation like that, you see the performance on the court.
Sanders, the fast break dunk on the other end for Passaic. Olakani standing still with the ball. 60 seconds left to play. Olakani makes his move and lays it in. And Brookdale looks like it is on its way to going to 7-0 here at the Collins Arena. Jimenez flips it up, no, knocked up in the air, out of bounds. Possession stays on this end.
And here's an interesting fact for you, Brian. Since the 2010-2011 season, the men's team here at home are 85-14, which is a winning percentage of 86%. That's almost unheard of in any division at home in Division III, Division II, or Division I college basketball.
The miss by Sanders, the rebound by Little, and the foul committed in the backcourt by Jaleel Jimenez. The Panthers are over the foul limit. It's a 1-and-1 situation for Kerry Kirkwood.
That's his second. Number 3, Kerry Kirkwood.
Kirkwood has been one of the standout players all season for Brookdale. Very consistent. He's been their best three-point shooter. He's their leading assist man as well. Misses on the free throw rebound, Ulrich. Shot clock turned off. Steal is forced by Gatling, and Gatling will streak in and miss, but the follow-up is jammed down by Little.
Yeah, Brookdale does not need a foul here.
Harris gets the rebound. He's fouled right away. 12.6 ticks left, and Brookdale is going to get a terrific victory. Passaic's 11-game winning streak will be snapped, as they'll suffer just their third loss all season and for the first time be beaten by a Region 19 opponent. It's been remarkable what they've accomplished. But Brookdale defending their home court as they just so often do. I mean, you had the note about the record over the last so many years. It's just staggering what they've done in this venue.
Yeah, I don't know, something about the building, something about the crowd, the atmosphere that's really worked with this team. I just want to bring up something really, really quick, Brian. We saw in the women's game earlier today, Colleen Brannigan, one of the star players for the Brookdale women's team, go down. I talked to actually Coach Brunson at halftime of the men's game. She has a high ankle sprain. She'll most likely be out for a couple of games, but he hopes to have her back when the women come back home on Tuesday of next week.
So Ulrich knocks down that three, but it matters very little as Brookdale wins it. The final score today, the Jersey Blues 86, the Passaic Panthers 75. Great performance top to bottom for Brookdale. If there was one thing they could improve upon, it would be the number of fouls they committed over the limit in both halves. But other than that, a complete performance, a lot of different players contributing to this win. And anytime you get a win against a team that's 19-2, first place in the region, on an 11-game winning streak, that's a really good performance. And we saw just that from Sky Harris leading the way, other guys contributing, and a good team win for Brookdale today.
Yeah, I mean, the way that this team played, you mentioned the fouls. They averaged 20 personal fouls coming into the game. They definitely eclipsed that. We don't have the official numbers. We'll sure get them to you the next game tomorrow, most likely, when Brookdale comes in to take on UConn at Avery Point. But, yeah, really, other than that, I really felt that's what really slowed Brookdale from really opening this game up and really pulling away. They were an incredible team on defense today. They played really great defense. Passaic went back and forth with Brookdale early on because both teams were driving to the basket fairly well. However, about midway through the first half, Brookdale really started to shut down the dribble drive penetration from Passaic, and at the other end, Passaic was not able to stop them, and that's really what kind of gave Brookdale that 10 or 8 point buffer that they were pretty much able to hold on and coast for pretty much the entire game. So I'm just very impressed by this team. We've seen Coach Chuzak. We've talked to him. This team right now is on a roll. They're really clicking really well. And listen, the next several games that they have coming up are all easily winnable with the performance that they've seen out today, knocking off one of arguably the best team in the Region 19 Conference. The sky is the limit for this team.
So Brookdale wins it 86-75 is the final score, and it's a quick turnaround. We're right back in action tomorrow. UConn Avery Point coming in. I don't know if you've ever seen them in the games you've done, but second game of a back-to-back, so not a lot of time to get back to work and back on the court tomorrow.
Yeah, they're definitely a new team. They've never played, at least from what I'm remembering, inside the Collins Arena. Brookdale did play them last season away, so they're coming back down here. It'll just be a men's game at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, but again, that'll be a great match. It's not in conference, so it's not going to affect them too much whether they win or lose as far as the region is concerned, but it would still be a great confidence booster if they can get a win tomorrow. And like I said, with the performance that I saw out of the team today, I wouldn't put it past them.
So we'll see you tomorrow for that one as the Jersey Blues welcome in UConn Avery Point. So that's a wrap for us here today as we get a split of the doubleheader. The women come up a little bit short in the first game, but the men's team knocks off the #1 team, Passaic, in the region, 86-75, the final score. And we thank everyone for tuning in today. For our entire crew, Tim Catalfamo, I'm Brian Gadsword. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you right back out here tomorrow afternoon. Have a good rest of your day, everyone.